Hi, this is Dead Girl. I know it's been a really long time. I've had a lot going on in my life, but I want to bring this channel back. And I do plan on doing more long form video essays about stuff I'm interested in. But for the time being, I'm going to start posting some shorter movie reviews. And I have come up with a structure that is very simple and easy to consume. The videos are going to start with my initial thoughts of the movie, any overall takeaways, then a very brief, not full synopsis, but telling you what the concept of the movie is. And then I'm going to tell you the things I didn't like or the things that I liked, depending on how many things there are in each category. One will go first or over the other. And then I have three rubrics categories for my scoring. One is technical score. That means how well was it directed, acted, production quality, etc. The second is feel score. How did it make me feel? Did I get a visceral reaction? Did I feel fear? Did I cry? Simple. And then the last thing is the fun score. Was this just a fun movie to enjoy, to put on and not really think about? Sometimes that's all I'm looking for in a movie. And then I will average it out for an overall score. So the movie I'm focusing on today is Undertone from 2026. It's one of this year's releases as a horror movie from A24. Had some festival releases in 2025, but I only count it as when it was theatrically released in the country that I live in. So 2026. It is directed by Ian Toussaint, and it is his first full-length feature as a director, so I'm going to give him some grace and go easy on him. I will say I'm pretty surprised to see that he was chosen to be the director for the newest Paranormal Activity movie coming out next year in 2027. I don't know if that decision came from people watching this movie or his shorts, which I admittingly haven't watched. But overall, good for him. I think it's cool for independent directors to get big project opportunities like that. And I can definitely see the atmosphere from this movie, and the ability for him to take a Home Alone as a setting would lend itself pretty well to that series. That being said, that series is not for me. So I probably won't be watching Paranormal Activity 7, but good for him. This movie has a straightforward concept of a woman who is a caretaker of her comatose mother, and in between taking care of her and processing the emotions of grief that she's going to have to come to, she is one half of a horror podcast where she acts as a skeptic and her co-host the believer. Think a Mulder and Scully dynamic. I didn't hate this movie by any means. Here are the good things. I think the pace was really good. I was always looking forward to the next scene when they're doing the podcast recording. And I think the filmmakers did a good job of holding attention by ending those scenes short and leaving you wanting more. I also think the tension in the movie was pretty good, and I think it was a really solid performance from Nina Kira, who is the main character and really the only one you get to see. So the movie does depend on her performance being good, and I think she executed it well. On to the bad side, the story isn't very original, and it left me pretty uninvested in everything that wasn't just the audio, sound, and visual atmosphere of the movie. I was pretty bored at some points, and I think the scenes with her mother could have been a lot more effective in terms of being scary. Didn't really do anything for me emotionally in any way. The other thing, this podcast would be so miserable to listen to. There's no chemistry between the main character and her podcast co-host, and her skepticism felt very Reddit atheist core, just pretty obnoxious. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's okay to have annoying characters in movies. I just don't think they really developed her relationship to her own skepticism at all. On to the scoring. So for technical score, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it was competently made. The lighting was good, the sound was good, and the acting was solid. But I don't personally see a real point of view or unique directorial or cinematic aesthetic to it. It's just a movie. For my feels score, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I didn't really feel anything from the characters, was not attached to them, was not a very scary movie overall, so I didn't have much emotional reaction to that. There was some good tension, but not enough to leave me thinking about it after I finished the movie. As for my fun score, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think the pacing and creation of anticipation was enjoyable. Overall, I did enjoy watching this movie, but it's not something I see myself rewatching, and probably not something I'm going to be thinking about a lot. So the overall score is a 6 out of 10, rounded up. Definitely not a bad movie, but it falls pretty mid for me. So that's my first just short movie review for you all. I hope you enjoy. I've got a couple other horror movies that have come out recently I want to review, specifically Backrooms, Mother Mary, and Hokum. So I should be posting those pretty soon. And yeah, please subscribe and like this video. I also have my letterbox in the description of this video, so follow me there if you want to see what I think about movies in general. I have every single year from 1931 to 2026 with every movie I've seen ranked. So I love making lists. Bye, and have a very good day.